Hello, welcome back. Long time no see. I'll just cut right to the chase. How did I retire early? Now, you might be thinking that you want to retire early, and good. Or maybe you're just curious. So I'll tell you what I did. Me, a nobody. No, I didn't have mommy and daddy give me money. No, I didn't invest in real estate early. I didn't win the lottery. I didn't get a real high paying job. I don't own any real estate or properties. I'm not renting out. I'm not doing vacation rentals. I'll tell you what I did. It's quite simple, really. A year ago, I had about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we'll say, I had $30,000 in debt, no savings, living in an apartment, $21 an hour at my job. My wife also, $21 at her job. No savings, no retirement, nothing. And I said, this isn't going to work for me. Something's got to give. So I did what any rational person is. I did some research. Fortunately, I am intelligent enough that I said, there has to be a way out of this. There has to be. I've seen other people. They have ways out of this. I'm going to find a way out of this. And I did. So here's what I did. First things first, I stopped paying my credit cards. I was already way too far behind making minimum payments and everything. My income, I was never going to catch up. 25 to 30% interest on credit cards? There was no way. So I said there has to be some sort of legal thing that they have to protect people from this sort of stuff. And there is. It's called bankruptcy. I know that's a dirty word to a lot of people, but bankruptcy saves lives. And they want you to think that it is the worst catastrophe to ever befall you, but it can be a blessing if you do it right. Now, obviously, for some people, at some points, it is an admission of failure and whatnot. And you might be thinking, oh, I always pay my debts. I'm always Honest Abe over here. Yeah. Meanwhile, the government and all these corporations, the people you're borrowing the money from, would literally shoot you in the face if it could save them a nickel. So, playing fair and square one, okay, that's fine and dandy. Except, this is part of capitalism. What you have to realize is you live in a capitalist society. Like it or not, you do. And those with the capital make the rules. It's capitalism. If it was monarchism, the monarch would make the rules, right? But it's capitalism. Those with the capital, money, make the rules. So I said, I'm going to do what the rich people do. That's literally what you have to do. You have to think rich. You have to be rich mentally. What I did was I already resigned myself. I'm already retired. I just have to figure out how to get there. So instead of paying my credit card debts, I decided to not pay them. And I got a couple of phone calls, maybe an email or two. I think I got a couple of letters. But outside of that, nothing happens. You know what happens when you don't pay your credit card bills? Nothing. They're not going to arrest you. There's no debtors' prisons anymore. So here's what I did. I stopped paying that, and instead of that, I started saving up that money. Now, if you're not filing bankruptcy, this is a terrible idea. You're letting debt pile up, and your savings aren't going to catch up with you. Well, what I did, instead of just saving and putting in a savings account, I bought Bitcoin and other stocks. All my paychecks went to my living expenses, which I paid out of my paycheck, and then anything left over, I invested in Bitcoin and other stocks. And then I did this for quite some time. And so I was still not paying anything. Around October of last year, maybe a little bit before, I started buying 2x leverage Bitcoin stocks, BITX, and just lots of Bitcoin and other, Solana and Ethereum and stuff. Because I said, the election's coming up. If Trump wins, Bitcoin's going up, and I don't have it. I'm going to make so much money. Even if Kamala wins, I'll still make money. Bitcoin will still go up because it is a good long-term bet. I've done the research. I've read all this stuff. I've watched all the videos. I've learned Bitcoin. I know it's a good long-term bet. If Trump wins, all the better. Even quicker, even more money. So I did. My wife was, she was like, 7 months pregnant then? My daughter was born a couple of weeks after the election. I put all my money that I had been saving up, and I still had about $50,000 worth of debt because I ran out those cards. Why not? And what I did was I had all that money in these stocks, Bitcoin stocks and stuff, in a Roth IRA. Bankruptcy can't touch your IRAs, your retirement accounts, because that'd be ridiculous. So your 401k is safe during bankruptcy, and also a Roth IRA is safe during bankruptcy. Now you can only add $7,000 a year to that, but I'm not Bill Gates, right? I had maybe $10,000 at the time. All of it safely secured in a Roth IRA, invested in Bitcoin stocks. Election happens, my value goes right up. And then in about February, I filed bankruptcy. And it's a long process, but it's not difficult. And my money's still squirreled away in the IRA, safe and sound. And then my bankruptcy went through because I really am broke. It's just I have a little bit of money I've been saving in my Roth IRA. Completely legal, completely above the board, completely the way you can and should do it. And then I took a lot of that money out and put it in a normal investment account and do just intelligent investing. Nothing fancy. ETFs, buying the market, right? And I'll give you some stock tips in a minute. I kept working, and all my extra money that wasn't going towards my expenses was just being invested. Sometimes I'd lose money. Usually I'd make some money. Just bet on the market, right? And Bitcoin. And I was like, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to get enough money, and I'm going to quit, and I'm going to live off the dividends. And that's where I'm at. I'm living off the dividends. Now, I don't have a luxury lifestyle, and I don't have that much money saved up. I need a little bit more to really live off it. But not that much more. I can do that. Easy. Here's some stock tips for you. Cornerstone. CLM, Shout out to Todd. These are the close-ended funds. I just think of them like stocks, okay? They own lots of other stocks, normal quality companies that they own. They put it all in one big basket, and then they give you a dividend. Every month you get paid just for owning the stock. Well, these are a little bit special. You can do that with other stocks. QDTE, for instance, would be just a normal market one, pays a good dividend. If you don't do Cornerstone, do that. There's plenty of other ones. There's gold and silver stocks that pay dividends. Lots of stocks that pay dividends. Now, you're going to hear all sorts of people online saying, dividend stocks are a scam. You're losing your money. You should be. It's all different investment styles. And unfortunately, you just got to pick your level of risk that you're willing to take. And despite the fact that I have a daughter and everything, my risk was either this goes through or I'm screwed either way. This is my only ticket out of here. This is my only ticket out of the 9 to 5. This is the only way I win. This is the only way anyone ever wins, is by risking it all when you think you have a sure thing. And I thought I had a sure thing with Bitcoin, and I did. That's the only way out of poverty, by the way. Bet it all. Bet the farm if you think you can find a misplaced bet in the market, right? People think Bitcoin's not worth as much. You think it is. Whatever stock, whatever you think, you got to go all in. If you don't, have fun at work tomorrow. All right? So you have to limit your expenses. Maximize your investments. It's all about assets. And if you can get a loan before that and you can drag out and gamify the system for bankruptcy, I probably could have done even better. But I played about a safe middle road. Plenty of risk, but I didn't go completely insane. So the benefits of cornerstone stocks are fivefold. One, it is a versatile fund. It has many different investments in it. It's diversified. So it's already diversified in and of itself. CLM and CRF. They're both very similar. CLM has a little bit more foreign stocks. CRF is a little bit more USA focused. Buy both. They're diversified. Second, they pay a steady dividend. Every year they reset what the dividend is, and they pay that amount every month, no matter what the stock does. You have a guaranteed income with them. So it's guaranteed as the dividend can be. None of them are really guaranteed, but they're going to pay you. Now this is not some new stock that, it's a scam. It's been around since the 80s. It's not going anywhere. Never has. It's an old school. This is an old one. This isn't some new fly-by-night whatever, right? So this has got a track record of paying its dividend every month for the past 50 years or whatever. So, could it go bankrupt tomorrow? Sure, I guess. Okay. Third thing, has a rights offering, which means usually about every year, and they'll let you know if you pay attention. They will reset the stock, more or less. To simplify it, basically the stock will go up all year and then it will tank and then it'll start going back up again. If you sell it right at the top and buy at the bottom, you can make serious money. So do that. That's the third one. So that's great. If you can time that right, you can make. If you can time, the company tells you when it's about to drop, you sell it, and then it drops and you buy. And they tell you. I don't know where else you can find that. I don't. Next one. It has low management fees. Or for margin. It has low margin maintenance. Low margin maintenance means that you can own a bunch of this stock and then still withdraw money and pay with your credit card from your broker or debit card from your broker. And you don't have to worry about, I just got margin called. As long as you don't go 100% in, you got to learn how to play margin. Look up margin for F.I.R.E, margin maintenance, all that stuff. You can live off of margin if you have dividends or other stock income making up the difference. So, and this one only, in most brokers, is only 30%. You only have to keep 30% in there instead of 100% or 50% like with a lot of stocks. The next one is one of the most unique parts of this one, these particular funds, is it drips at the NAV. Now, if you don't know what that means, or what the NAV or drip are, to simplify it, every month, if you put drip on and you are at Fidelity or E-Trade, or sometimes Charles Schwab, if you call them up and go through a bunch of hassle, it automatically does it at Fidelity and E-Trade though. You can set it so that every month, the dividend that it gives you, the money that it pays you every month, will buy more of the stock instead of just giving you the money. It'll just purchase more CRF, more CLM. But it drips at the NAV, which, to simplify it, means you're buying, in this particular stock, the NAV is usually 20 to 30% difference. You're buying the stock with these dividends at a 20 to 30% discount. Let me say that again. If I were to buy any stock right now, they would say, well, the market price today is $100 per share, but we'll sell it to you for $70. And you can immediately sell it in 5 minutes for $100. I'll take that bet every day of the week. That is phenomenal. So you get about 17 to 20, 22% dividend payment. Plus, that dividend payment, if you reinvest it, gets a 20 to 30% extra on top of that. That's good money. Plus, it's a guaranteed dividend. Plus, it's a diversified fund. Plus, you can play the rights offering and buy low, sell high, and they'll tell you when to do it. When I heard about this stock and those benefits, and I found out those were all, you verify for yourself, please. Those are all real. Buddy. That's free money. You can live off of that. You don't, if you go on AI or Google or some YouTuber or something, they're going to say, you need about $1.5 million to retire. No. You don't need $100,000 to retire. I make $1,000 a month. I can do odd jobs to make up the difference of what I spend. Do you know how much money I have invested of my money that I've saved up through this Bitcoin and stuff to make $1,000 a month? $25,000. You put $25,000 in the stock market. You can make $1,000 a month every month until you die. And guess what? Stocks go up. If you play this right, and you do Bitcoin, and you buy low, sell high, don't buy high and sell low. And you buy only stocks that you want to buy, and you only buy when it's on sale. When there's a depression, you buy when everyone else is selling. You'll never have to work another day in your life. Now, the caveats are, stock trading is very stressful. There is a steep learning curve. And if you make a mistake, you lose real money. And if you make a bunch of mistakes because you're a dumb idiot, you lose everything. And if you used margin, you lose everything and then all the money you borrowed. And you can't file bankruptcy for 10 more years because you just did. But research. And if you don't know what to do, type in CRF, go to Todd, follow what someone smarter than you and knows what they're doing is doing. Or just play it simple. I'll tell you what stocks to buy. Now, I can make no guarantee of these, and this is not financial advice, but I'll tell you what I bought. YBTC is a Bitcoin dividend paying stock. It pays you money every week just for owning Bitcoin. CLM, that's the cornerstone stock I was talking about. CRF, the other one. QDTE, which is basically the NASDAQ, most stocks all put together, pays you every week. OARC, which is another stock, which is the ARC fund of Cathie Wood fame, and that goes up and down quite a bit. That pays you every week. There's plenty of stocks that pay you every week just to own them. You put the CRF and the CLM on the automatic drip because that's how you get the NAV thing. The rest of them you take cash. When you see the number go down, buy more. That's it. That's all you have to do. And if the market's really crashing, buy even more because it will go back up. You can also get some gold and silver if you want to play it safe. Maybe 5 or 10% in those. SVLO is a silver stock that pays you every month. IAUI is a gold stock that pays you every month. 12% a year. That's better than a savings account. And it's in gold. So, do with that what you will. Good luck. God bless. Stay safe. And for the love of God, don't devote your life to some employer.